If you love autumn colors and want to bring that feeling indoors with arrangements that look rich, you don't have to spend a fortune. For instance, you can use very inexpensive synthetic flowers and thrifted items, but make them look amazing with a few tricks. For instance, this autumn we decided to try one of our favorite paint discoveries on faux flowers. If you've ever used Rub and Buff, this is a similar concept. We're going to use oil paint from this oil paint set that was about $5 at Walmart. And we're going to use it on synthetic flowers and leaves so they look more natural like this real oak leaf. Oil paint made this fun display made with mostly thrifted items look better. And we've got Avon bottles that look like pheasants, some copper molds, and some Staffordshire lions that were a great deal on eBay. Here are some thrifted lanterns where we did stained glass paint on the panels, but one of the themes in this display, of course, are the botanicals. We started by sorting through a pile of synthetic flowers, and I swear I don't even remember where these came from. I have a feeling that someday we'll use all of them, but we'll probably change the colors to match our house using this trick. Years ago, we discovered we could add touches of color to faux flowers with chalk. We dipped the chalk in water and rubbed it here and there on the flowers, and they're still so lovely, we think. But we realized that oil paint would probably be easier to apply, but would it work? So we decided to try it out on this garland of faux oak leaves that were nice, but a little bland, as you can see. They're mostly one color with a tiny amount of green veins. And here's a real oak leaf with the smoky purples and faded greens, and the light that brings out a pop of bright orange too. So the plan was to mix several colors together to see how oil paint would work on the synthetic fabric. We blended red and brown and just a little blue and white, and we figured we'd blend and reblend variations as we went along so that no two leaves would be the same. And here's our first results. Kind of a frosty plum, and I really like this color, but best of all, this fabric took the oil paint beautifully, better than we ever expected. So this type of paint can take many days to dry, so it's best to mix it with a bit of linseed oil, and then it should dry in about 3 days. So this is Mona Lisa oil from Hobby Lobby you can use, or get a larger, cheaper bottle of it from Walmart. It's well worth mixing this into the oil because it'll blend easier than acrylic and it's a bit transparent. We've used it on concrete to add color and restoration. We've used it on wood for the same purposes, and we've even used them to color old magnolia leaves. We can't wait to show you other versatile ways to use inexpensive oil paints, but getting back to our garland, you only need to use a spot or two of color, like at the base of the leaf, but you want to make sure and do both front and back, and maybe a spot of green on one of the lobes and red on another. You want to blend in the oil with your gloves or a baby wipe and let these dry in a box for about 3 days. Someone loves the rustling of leaves, whether they're fake or real, and we do think these now look a lot more real. Here's some of the footage of when we tinted these bright orange flowers to a softer apricot. We thought a more pastel orange would let the fall colors play together more subtly, the way nature can do. But this can be a messy hobby, repainting your decorations. We should have wrapped the stem and the leaves in plastic before painting the blooms, but instead, if we got spots on the green, we just rubbed it in, and somehow this seemed to make everything look more real. We even let some of the bright orange show through here and there. Here's before on the bottom and after on the top. And as long as you blend all this oil in, don't worry about perfection. Nature lets all the flaws work together. And when the linseed oils make these dry to the touch in about 3 days, or 7 to 10 days without the linseed oil, you can add them to your decor, and you can color all sorts of decorations with these oil paint colors too, or even combine it with a little bit of Rub and Buff. This will work on dry foliage too, but that's a video for another day. Don't miss the next project at Love for a Country House. From our workshop to yours, it's going to be a fun year. Click the sun logo to subscribe, and see you later.